Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with K Montes Art Studio, and we're going on another art date. You guys seem to really love these, and that makes me beyond excited because I love making these. I love going to different museums and different exhibits and really diving into some art history, getting to know artists. So keep watching these. Let me know where you want me to go next, and I would love to give you as many art dates as possible. So here we are at the Philadelphia show. So this show was all about antiques, things that you can purchase. So this was such a fun show because this show was hosted in front of the Philadelphia Art Museum outside, but they managed to create a little shelter for it that was enormous. This show felt gargantuan, and I still could not believe that this was a exhibit that was held inside a sort of temporary space. So all of these were fake walls, the floors were fake. They even manufactured a way to kind of create a dual level. I mean, the entire space was amazing. So a lot of the things that you are seeing here are very antique. Some paintings that I saw were actually, some were recent. So there are a couple artists that were from the 2000s. And like this one in particular, this one was so much fun. That one's a newer one. But they are all collectors of art, art history, antiques. Each of the vendors had a particular style that they collected, and I believe almost everything was for sale. A lot of the things were very, very expensive, but I didn't expect anything less because a lot of these were antiques. Some of them were very intricately detailed paintings. I mean, I was just in awe. I love understanding the history of furniture and the history of paintings and things like that. So this was the best date ever. And speaking of date, this particular day was my wife's and I anniversary, and this was her gift to me. Probably the best gift ever. If you ever are thinking about giving me a gift, just buy me tickets to any museum. I've been dying to go to the Brooklyn Museum to see the Giants art show. Let me know in the comments below if anyone's seen that one yet. That's my next goal. I know the show is over in late June or early July, so I still have some time to go visit it. Maybe that will be the next art date. I'm not exactly sure. So some of the things that I really enjoyed seeing were these folk art style rooms. This one in particular was my favorite room of all. I love the handcrafted quality of these little miniature houses, and thinking back to my favorite style of painting and creating folk art style things, I absolutely love this room, and I stayed in this particular room for quite some time, just observing and like really taking in all of the quality of each and every single item. So, as many of you know, I'm an interior designer and a teacher teaching design. This was perfect for the class that I teach and just all the classes that I teach actually. And just, I'm the type of teacher that really enjoys continuing learning and expanding my knowledge to be able to share with my students. And I think just getting better at understanding antiques is absolutely important. for our industry in design and how those elements of design tie into art, tie into arts and crafts, and all the other elements that kind of dance with each other. Like, we cannot have design without art, and we cannot have art without design. And I think that they are the perfect marriage for each other. My ultimate goal when I do find my dream house and move into, I don't know what that dream house looks like. Every day it changes, but I do dream of having some antiques that really mean something to me. So let's jump into this lunch that we had. Very small, cute little lunch. They were empanadas and they were so delicious. So as we went along throughout the showroom, we got a little overwhelmed. We didn't realize how many things there were going to be. I mean, it just kept going and going, and these aisles were so enormous. This particular painting right here, the watercolor one, was absolutely beautiful. I love floral paintings, and I think I've been craving to kind of get back into my more realistic, stylized paintings. It's something that is really satisfying for me. And also, they're like the most desired from clients and people that like my art and that collect my art. And when I saw these two florals, that one right there is also by the same artist, I was super excited to get home and just practice watercolor. I would like to get better at, sketching with watercolor and having some more observations and maybe even painting from life. I love my abstracts. I love to paint freely and wildly, but I have to sometimes hone it in and create some variety. So many good types of art pieces in here. Let me know which one do you spot as your favorite. Describe it in the comments below. I loved a lot of the print blocks. There were a lot of lino cuts, and you'll probably see them soon. And I also really enjoyed the sort of accessories for the interiors, like drawers and any type of handmade wood object that was considered like an accessory for an interior design project. I love them. Like these vases, I absolutely loved. They were actually like glass hand blown, I believe. These lamps were amazing. And there were a couple other things. There's so many styles and so many types of things that I just lived for. Some other fun things that I found interesting was the categories of where each of these items came from. So each little venue had items that were from particular states. And there were a couple from Pennsylvania. There were a couple from the East Coast, like New York and Connecticut and other places like that. All right, so I'm going to add some music in here and I'm going to let you all enjoy your little art date. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what piece was your favorite. I forgot to mention that a lot of these vendors came from all over the world. There were a couple British people there, and this particular showroom, the host was British, and she was so kind and so nice, greeted us, and she was chatting with another person that I think may have been purchasing some things, but they had some amazing art. This impressionist painting, there were a couple realistic paintings. These ones right here were absolutely up my alley, and I was so inspired by them. I mean, the landscape paintings that I bumped into were absolutely amazing. This particular one here was so much fun to think of a floral vase in a different view. These realistic paintings were phenomenal. They really captured the realism of those still lives. And even just thinking about some of the setup with the furniture, they are very skillful curators. I love a good, skillful curator and understanding what goes well together, what types of collections complement each other, and being able to have a well-rounded collection really dictates a skillful curator. This particular curator and organization was super interesting, and just seeing the options for fireplaces. I absolutely loved these paintings. These paintings were actually meant to be on magazine. So they were from the earlier 50s or 40s, and they were hand painted and meant to be on sports magazines. I can go on and on about how extravagant a lot of these works were. They did such a stupendous job in organizing and making everything run smoothly for us visitors, and I would love to visit another show like this. I hoped you enjoy this fun art date. Again, let me know which piece was your favorite and if you see anything that you dream of having in your house. I for sure have several pieces that I would love to have in my house, only if I can afford them. So, here is the beautiful view of Philadelphia and our city skyscrapers. This is the Rocky Steps and the view down into Center City. And here is a sneak peek of how the outdoor indoor situation was set up. How interesting. So let me know if you love this little art date. And I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Also, I'm definitely going to revisit this place for a plein air painting. Let me know if you will love to see me plein air paint in this particular area. There are these beautiful rosy red magenta typed trees that I would love to paint.